Woo! Yo, 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 everyone, and welcome to the show. I hope that you can all hear me very loud and clear. My name is Stine, and I'll be with you for the next 30 minutes, 45 minutes for our webinar on go-to-market tactics and rapid experimentation. We're so happy to see so many of you tuning in today. It's really impressive. And you know, throughout my countless webinars in my career, I've never ever had my own jingle. So a big shout out to Kasper Frid from Codex for the unexpected surprise. That was absolutely amazing. But believe it or not, we're not here today to just talk about amazing jingles. We're gathered here because we need to discuss go-to-market strategies and rapid experimentation. And I believe we all share a common interest in the go-to-market strategies because I've taken a look at your titles out there today, and I know this topic is resonating with many of you. So my goal today is to provide you with some inspiration and some knowledge and advice to help you all out there to succeed with go-to-market. Let's dive in. Yeah. So here at Bobby and Beastie, we're a team of specialists with a strong background in events and communities across markets and industries. And we build go-to-market programs, events, and communities that attracts and qualifies and nurtures the target audiences. Okay, what the hell does that mean? So go-to-market is obviously all about going to market and meeting your customers. And we really love to do that. We've been building events in all shapes and sizes, online and offline and small scale and large scale, catering to a wide range of communities. And our events have brought together groups such as gamers, developers, tech startups, entrepreneurs, video marketing professionals, composers, and even young people learning to ride a horse from the Olympic winner, Katrine Dufour. I'm looking at you, Josephine, because I'm talking about you. That's you. Amazing. So something magical happens when people meet in small groups and large groups, online and offline. It's the thing that really happens when we're making connections and building relationships. I think we can all agree on that. So building relationships, that's crucial if you have a long and complex buyer journey. Something magical happens when you then bring people together in a community. In either case, large groups, online, offline, it's about making connections and building relationships. So in a long and complex customer journey, events and communities are going to play a crucial role. And that's why we're here today to talk about that and go-to-market strategy. So running events is a lot, and we all know it. Many don't fully understand the value and the leading and the constant doubts about event ROIs. So we've been running all day around managing every little detail only to face the post-event blues. And that's really hard work. And I think we can all agree to that. But despite the doubts about event ROIs, we all know that it works. We believe it in our gut, but it's so damn hard for companies to measure. And can you even measure the value of events and community? I think that's the question and the myth that we at Bobby and Beastie are trying to kill. Yeah. And then at some point, we all met our soulmate in Bobby and Beastie. And I'm not talking about the day that I met Pia. Hi, Pia. I'm talking about the day that we met rapid experimentation. So why do we love rapid experimentation so much? Because it is so damn motivating. And you might be wondering, can you even measure the value of events and community? And here's why we thought that rapid experimentation for this question was such a game changer. Rapid experimentation is giving you real-world feedback, so we get immediate insights into how events and strategies are performing. We can refine and improve our existing strategies on the fly. We also get some help on our targeted metrics, so it will help us avoid the endless roundtable discussions, like what are we even measuring? But with rapid experimentation, we know what we're measuring because we always identify the one metric that matters. So can you measure the value of events and community? That's the question. Absolutely. And rapid experimentation is going to help you with that. We will go through this today. So you all might have seen our latest email where we asked you in our survey if you believe if there is any value in events and community. And 65% of you answered that you do, but you cannot prove it. And also an impressive 32% said, yes, and I can prove it. And I think we should run another webinar on this because this is really, really interesting. And yeah, like we've experienced with ourselves, it can be really hard to measure the effectiveness of events. So is it even possible? Today, we'll show you how to measure success and the leading indicators across different cases and examples. All right. I do see a lot of people who I know in this group of people, of awesome people, but also a very big group who I don't actually know. But I can just take you through who is Bobby and Beastie, but I'm not going to bore you with 50 slides about me and our company because we're here to talk about go-to-market. So we build custom concepts and tactics to optimize awareness and activation and acquisition for growth companies with a long and complex customer journey. We also build go-to-market programs because it's a business strategy for companies with these complex buyer journeys, and this demands domain experts and educating the market on a new and innovative product or a service. So an effective program will attract, qualify, and nurture leads across your marketing and sales activities from awareness to revenue and retention and beyond. And when you have a long and complex buyer journey, you really need a program to nurture those leads across all activities. And once you find your program concept, you can streamline content and messaging across all activities, from newsletters to events to product onboarding to sales meetings and social media posts, and you name it. So at Bobby and BC, we see the go-to-market journey like this. We build the fundamentals if they're not already in place for a go-to-market program. Then we conceptualize the program, and then we build pilots. And once the pilots are ready, like we've tested it a few times, repeat, when we see something works, we integrate it into the organization. Then, of course, we build a roadmap because a go-to-market strategy is an action plan that specifies how a company will reach its target customers and achieve competitive advantage. So it will encompass all aspects of bringing a product to market, including pricing, sales, marketing, distribution, and customer service. That's a strategy roadmap. And then this one I love, it's a Gantt Excel sheet because everyone loves it, love to hate it. We build program concepts and we book meetings with decision makers, marketing and sales conversation journeys. Then we create the content that we can launch and distribute for peers to engage with. Boop. But what is it? Do I have a GIF? Yeah, I do. A go-to-market program is a nurture activity concept that the ideal customer can sign up to and join and continuously engage with while we build a relationship with a brand. Your go-to-market program will help you attract relevant leads, educate them about the value of your product or service, and automatically qualify them once they show buyer intent. That's really smart. So is the process like this question here, how should we grow this company today? Like this is the process of trying to answer this core question. How should we grow our company today? Because go-to-market is not marketing. It is a business strategy. So let's build it. Let's dive into a few different go-to-market strategies today. So just a very quick introduction to how we see all of this and why we're building go-to-market programs. It is because the buyer journey has changed significantly. Thanks to Dream Data, we all know that the buyer journey is 190 touch points and in an average sales cycle, thanks to Dream Data. We love your reports, by the way. But this shift has reduced our control over the process. So we need to be in front of our audience because now our leads are on dark social channels and they need educational content. So we need to offer both gated and non-gated content to show our immediate value. So the journey has become a now you see me, now you don't scenario, making it nearly impossible to create activities that we can measure consistently. So we have to focus on educating the market, building the trust, and crafting the strategies that we can control for those who gain the most value of our product. And this requires also naturally a shift in our strategies. We can't sell We can no longer sell as we once did. For B2B companies launching a new product or entering a new market or doing something innovative in a new category, the goal is, of course, to educate the audience and build trust. So if you're in a transition or doing something new or need to find product market fit, you need to navigate a long and complex sales cycle. Things have changed. We need to change our strategies as well and see the buyer journey in a new light. And that's why we brought this framework today. This is our favorite framework. It's actually printed on a poster in our boardroom because we love it so much. This is the value ladder. All companies have one. It's like a strategy. Even if you didn't officially formulate one, you still have one. What is a value ladder? It's a visual tool that helps your company align on the steps that the customers have to take in order to ultimately end up buying your highest value product. It is exactly what the name implies, a ladder of value with price and commitment on one side and value on the other side. So the buyer journey is long because there's a natural progression with multiple steps of building trust and understanding the value of a product or service before a customer will buy. People don't just enter your store and buy the most expensive product. So, hi, I'm Stine. I've never heard of your product before, but I'm ready to sign, said no one ever. This is my humble attempt to draw. This lady is literally asking for a demo, but only after going through several engagement steps. So either my friend told me about it, I used your product at my previous job, I saw some review sites that gave many stars. I also consumed 800 of your YouTube videos last year, and I spoke to your CEO, by the way, at a closed community event last year. So all of these things, then I would say, please give me a demo. So if you don't have a value ladder with the steps, you're most likely a sales-led company. This is so beautiful. I love it. So going from dark social to the highest value product, your salespeople are heroes on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, and many growth companies with this, like with complex products and a long buyer journey, have domain experts and specialists educating and selling throughout the steps in the sales cycle. So here's where it's kind of getting interesting. Even though your company is relying heavily on these experts, so the salespeople, to build relationships and serve as a trusted advisor to your customers, there is still a way to make things a bit more efficient and automated. So it is possible to automate parts of this go-to-market effort along your value ladder to make sure your organization becomes a little bit more efficient. So that's why we love the concept of a value ladder. It's creating the recipe for the things that these hardworking sales heroes are doing on a one-to-one basis today. And that's why we always love to say that the go-to-market programs are one-to-one conversations at scale. Let's dive into the go-to-market program event and how a program event could look like. So back to this amazing value ladder. I hope you can all see what is written there. But let's take a closer look at the one step on the value ladder, the go-to-market program event. It's all about spending quality time with your customers to educate and activate them, and hey, maybe even delight them a bit, like HubSpot would say. That's why we like to call this step the educational moment. This one right here. Boop. Your event is essentially a nurture activity concept that your ideal customer can sign up for and continuously engage with while they're building a relationship with your brand. But here's the thing. VPs from big pharma companies might not be super keen on signing up for a typical webinar. However, they might be more likely to say yes to a one-to-one video interview series with you as a domain expert. See, it's all about recognizing that one size does not fit all. And you need to tailor your approach to suit different audiences. The key here is to provide enough time with your ideal customer profile to even wow them and showcase why your offering is so exciting. So if you're a B2B company introducing something new, or your customers need to be educated and understand the value of your product and need to trust your brand. So what event would your ideal customer profile want to engage with? We've got a framework for this. I'm sure we'll send it after the webinar as well. But at its core, we're asking questions like, who is your ideal customer profile? What's our target audience? What format of events will they engage with our brand in? Where can we bring our subject matter expertise, the one that we just mentioned before that the sales heroes are doing all the time? How can we bring this subject matter expertise about our product or service into life? What fits well with our resources in-house in our company? Like, we don't have a podcast studio. It wouldn't fit for our company at all. Or maybe Pia would agree with me. How can we repackage and distribute content on our primary channels? What formats will come naturally for us to produce? Yeah, we got a template for this. This is kind of a scoping of what event would your ideal customer profile want to engage with that we can send after the show. But these are really, really crucial questions when you're identifying your event. So I asked Emil, who's sitting just across from me, what is the common misconception about events? Well, here it is. Events can look so different depending on the purpose, niche, or target audience, etc. So let's try to demystify them. Like, when we say events, this is not what we mean. When people hear the word event, this is what they think, but guess what? Events are so much more. So keep this in mind when we show you 4 different cases that vary in their growth strategies or go-to-market strategies with 4 very different ideal customer profiles. Let's dive into it. I love these drawings. So, as mentioned, events come in all shapes and sizes. And here today, I brought 4 of them. There's so many. Let's look at the first one here. This is a one-to-many concept. It's an influencer sharing insights and trends to a large group of people across markets. Then we have the second one here. It's a one-to-many in a niche industry. So it's a specialist sharing insights and trends to a niche group of specialists. Then we have the peer-to-peer interviews. This is one peer sharing insights and learnings to other peers. And then finally, we have the peer-to-peer roundtable discussions, and that would be peers sharing insights and learnings with each other. Let's dive into them. Actually, I promised to mention here, this is Sarah giving us the resting bitch face. The first rule of events and community is, if you want to build trust and relationships, don't be a thought leader. Be a domain expert. Be the trusted advisor, asking all the great questions. Be supportive and helpful. Don't just be smart. And if you want a poster like this, let me know. We are producing them. No, we're not. So the first case I brought to you today is the one-to-many on a large scale. This is a case where the company is an established company that was introducing a very brand new product category to a new target audience across existing markets. So they were actually trying to reach a new target audience that they've never reached before. So the purpose of the program was to get in front of this new target audience across markets to build trust and gain a strong positioning. The format here was that we created a video interview series, pre-recorded and scheduled to launch and then live streamed. You could also sign up on demand and watch afterwards. But in order to get these high-level, well-known rockstar influencers, like really, really hotshot, to participate in this program concept, the event format had to offer like a really high-quality production level, reaching many people. So it also took us some time to identify exactly what format and program event would fit this company, but we finally got there and it was amazing. Then we had the one-to-many in a niche industry. This is a great example as well. So this company is a young company and it's offering a new technology that the existing buyers had not seen before. So the purpose here was to get in front of the decision makers that usually have gatekeepers, and they would never accept a pitch or a demo or a sales meeting with anyone. Then the format here would be a pre-recorded video interview series on demand on domain subject expertise for a niche audience on demand. So these really high-end VPs are happy to discuss developments in their business as domain experts. With this offering, we could actually book calls with more than 40 decision makers interested in being a part of an interview like this. Then we have the peer-to-peer interviews, or peer interviews to peers. So this next company here on this case is a company, a scale-up company that is offering their target audience a product that they've never ever seen before. So the purpose of this program event was to educate the target audience by interviewing their peers that they trust about the themes and subjects aligned with the product offering. And the format here would be a monthly online webinar series interviewing the peers and facilitating the questions from peers in the community. So for some industries and groups of decision makers, peers are the most important source of information. These guys, they actually look literally to their neighbors and doing whatever they're doing. So this was an amazing concept for them to reach their target audience. Moving along, as mentioned before, events, they come in all shapes and sizes. And the last program we're going through today here is the program Event Peer-to-Peer Discussions. So this company is a young company that they needed to gather insights and social proof from ICPs, ideal customer profiles, to initiate sales conversation in a new market. The purpose was to facilitate a community conversation to build trust and relationships with ideal customer profiles. At the same time, they would talk about themes and subjects and problematic things that they all needed to discuss and get insights and inspiration. And the format here was a closed roundtable event for invite-only decision makers, and they were simply sharing insights and learnings and opportunities and hacks and great ideas with each other. And for this kind of conversation with their peers, they were sharing these insights and learnings, and that was the ultimate USP for them to be in the same room as their peers to discuss whatever was on their mind professionally. Yeah. Moving along to the next section here, and it's about event metrics. So identifying the metrics of success is really important before starting to execute and being able to properly evaluate the effectiveness of an event. So whether we're hosting our own event, a side event to a conference, an online webinar, or a closed roundtable discussion, or a breakfast session, or a combination of all of them, let's just talk about metrics and leading indicators. And objectives are always a great place to start the conversation. So are we doing this for awareness? Are we aiming to strengthen our brand positioning and get a broader brand positioning to our target audience? Or is it for lead generation and sales? Is it focused on generating leads and creating sales opportunities? Or finally, is it for customer engagement? Are we striving to increase loyalty and build lasting relationships? So let's just start talking about metrics of success before we even start working on our events, because that's a problem. If we don't do that, we never know when we're successful. But there's so many event metrics, and how do we know how success looks like? So some of the event metrics that we love, identifying these metrics of success is really important before starting to execute. And if you think back to the value ladder and have that in mind, these are the metrics that we keep track of when it's all about moving a lead from one step to another one in our value ladder. So new contacts captured in our CRM. Some would also say the lead score of these contacts captured. Then we also have new subscribers that opted in for more events and communication. Then we actually have them and permission to talk to them at a later stage. New touch points could be manual and automatic touch points. Then, of course, new data points, because this is a new learning. These are new learnings and insights and signals that we can use to further experiment with. And I think that's a pretty good segue into rapid experimentation, because now it's time to talk about how we use rapid experimentation to build these programs and events that help ideal customer profiles move from one step on the value ladder to the next one. And there are so many frameworks and experiment design templates that you can use. And it's not really so important which one you use, as long as you use one method consistently. And use a method to help you move from ad hoc testing to building experiments on top of each experiment to achieve this kind of compound growth. Every time you do an experiment, you learn, you build on top of that experiment, you learn something new. Yeah. Why are we so crazy about this rapid experimentation thing? These are examples of some emails with and without a GIF. I'm sure if you're here today, you've seen that we run email marketing, and we also experiment with GIFs and no GIFs. We wanted to test if implementing a GIF makes our readers spend more time with our content and ultimately with our brand. This could easily have been a roundtable discussion. I'm not saying it as an event, but a discussion where we talk about, will it work or will it not work? But with rapid experimentation, it is not going to be a discussion like that. We just test it. We would identify the one metric that matters. And in this case, it would be time spent with our brand. We actually saw that the GIFs gave us significantly more time spent with our emails than the one without. And that's why we really love this sentence. Most people make decisions based on gut or by guessing. They will either be lucky or really, really wrong. And with rapid experimentation, you scale your budgets as real-world feedback indicates positive signals. So we design and run experiments with a rapid experimentation framework, and we're documenting the hypotheses, the signals, the learnings, and the method. And successful experiments, they can be iterated, built on top of each other in the search for repeatability before you actually scale your budget. So only scale if something actually works. It's a new way of working, and it is really super hard. But this is an experiment template. It's not rocket science, but it takes effort and time to learn this new way of working. So it's all about studying the data. The one metric that matters is the hardest one to nail, but it will help you avoid the roundtable discussions. And, again, with the roundtable discussions, I mean, in a room where the person with the biggest title or ego gets the final words. We don't want that. We also love this quote by Peter here. And it actually states that if you have a complex buyer journey and a sales-led organization, it's most probably not about volume. It's all about reaching the 80 or the 247 right people in a market and establish a relationship. Maybe you're looking at the 35 biggest law firms in Denmark that you really need to lend. Or maybe you are looking at the 40 pharma companies across European markets. Or maybe the 12 most influential architecture firms, or the 70 enterprise companies with a specific Microsoft integration or software. Like it's all about that. And don't be scared about this slide. This is a Bobby Beastie journey. It's a nurture activity journey where you can find the go-to-market program in the middle here. If you look, event nurture activity, it's the one with the glass of wine and the cameras. It's supposed to show that success does not always depend on the number of participants or attendees at your event. It's all about the right people that signs up. It's about getting all the touch points across the entire journey. It's about choosing to opt in for more events and communication. And even if they don't show up to the event they registered for, now we actually have the permission to talk to them at a later stage and communicate and educate. So it's all about creating great promotional material before and after your event. It's all about getting the right people in, and it's all about sharing the content in their channels. So it's not always about converting event attendees into sales meetings, not necessarily. Sometimes it's about building a relationship with the speakers that you invited for the event, and you can take them out for dinner, and then that's the thing. Yeah. With the value ladder in mind, these are some of the experiments that we love when it comes to the promotion and marketing effort before an event. So this could be converting existing connections from LinkedIn personal profile to your LinkedIn event to drive signups. It could be increase event attendance rate by building an email marketing effort with 3 email reminders. I think you've all seen ours. Increase event attendance rate by sending all registrants an automatic calendar invite when they sign up, as well as one calendar email reminder 1 week before the event. There's so many experiment ideas when it comes to promotion and marketing effort before the event. And also we do have a lot of experiments documented. Just text Pia after the event here and she'll give you everything you need. Looking at you. Experiment ideas when it comes to the next step here. Convert existing connections from LinkedIn personal to our event. I think we actually did that one. And we have the next experiment ideas. This could be convert event registrants to marketing subscribers. We can ship them a thank you email the day after and 1 week after with a clear CTA to sign up for more, because maybe some of the people you invited to your event, they actually didn't sign up for marketing. So experiments could be to drive marketing opt-in post-event. Get referrals by asking attendees for other interesting speakers in the feedback form. So naturally, if you have an event, you have an event feedback form. And at the end of that one, you could actually ask them to provide ideas on the next topics or the next speakers. It's not about actually getting the speakers. It's about this extra touch point that you're creating with the ICP. Build relationships with target accounts by booking interviews during event and allowing for multiple touch points before and after. These are all experiment ideas when it comes to events. All right, so we run a lot of small batches of LinkedIn outreach for clients in Bobby and Beastie, and it's often the fastest way to reach and gather signals from ideal customer profiles. We've been running through outreach with, we've done outreach on LinkedIn with surveys, we've done outreach with interview offerings, we've done entry-level product offerings, we've done speaker opportunities, and so much more on LinkedIn with outreach. But the number one winner these days, without a doubt, is an event invite outreach. We have data on all of this. If you send an invite, an event invite to the right target audience, it is perceived as a freaking gift. Yeah. So if you want to get started and tap into your existing tools and in-house capabilities to optimize the marketing and sales efforts and ultimately accelerate engagement and meetings with your ideal customer profiles, here we have a few frameworks. Today we can also send it after. So our favorite frameworks are the first one. Identify the go-to-market foundation you need to build to run these trackable tactics, and also identify the go-to-market programs and event activities that can accelerate your growth efforts. I brought to you here today the ideal customer profile framework, because how can you build an event concept if you don't know exactly who your ideal customer profile is and how they look like? Are they ready, willing, able, and all of these things you can fill into your ideal customer profile sheet. Then we also have the value ladder framework, and I'm getting a note here. Yes, that's true. Then we also have the value ladder framework. It's the framework we went through today that you can download and fill it in. It's actually a really, really interesting exercise to do within your company. It might be that you're completely disagreeing on the steps if you ask marketing and if you ask sales. So try to run this experiment or framework maybe with a couple of beers on a Friday. Then, of course, we also have the rapid experimentation framework. It is a template you can download and start experimenting today. And I think the most important part of the experiments and learnings from today is having a great focus on the one metric that matters in each experiment. Because then you avoid the roundtable discussions and you have the proof from your signals from your experiments. We also built a few resources in our resource library. You can download it if you want. And also, we can answer questions or take comments. Can we do that? I don't know. But if you have any questions, you should be able to put them into the questions tab section. Yeah, I'm getting a thumbs up. Because I would love to engage with all of you, but I'm not sure I could make it work. There's a thumbs up here. Yeah. New question was posted in Q&A. I'm just smiling. Send me smileys if you loved it. But this was the Bobby and Beastie webinar. We're so excited to have you here. Come in here, my team. Just say hi to people before you run. This is a Tuesday. And it's lunchtime. We're so excited to have you all here today. And for those of you who couldn't make it, of course, we'll send you the recording, everyone. Yes. Thank you so much for joining and have a lovely rest of your day. Bye.